How my app is going. As you can see at the minute, I'm still in Xcode. Well, it's obviously what I'm using to develop the app. This is all the storyboard, this is what goes on behind the scenes. So let's ignore this and go straight into the app, which I've built already. So here it is. This is the start menu. This little label should naturally be there. It's just me fiddling as usual. So this is what you'll see when you launch the app for the minute. I mean, let's turn my headphones off because they're annoying me. So let's go into start game. Whew. This is our main menu as such. At the moment, I have only the chapters really installed. The quick play 20 challenges will be added later on as extra features towards the end of the game. They're quite easy to program, but for the minute, there's no point programming them because I have no use for them. So let's go into chapters. This shouldn't be here either. This is just another menu I need to remove, and it should start here on our first category, which is the maths category. You can probably see that by moving my mouse across the screen, I'm swiping between the views. That is, ignore that. That is because I obviously I'm on a computer and not on the real device. I can't use the real device because I have no way of recording the screen. So at the minute I'm using the simulator. Right. So if we swipe right, we can go between the categories. At the minute there is only 4 categories. There'll be more to come. Either in the original version may only contain 4 categories, but any updated versions which I intend to roll out will have up to probably 8 categories, which is good, hopefully. So we'll go straight into our first category. So just tap on it, which is you just tap on it with your tap on the iPod screen. These 2 here shouldn't be here either. They'll be sort of de-highlighted, so you need to get a certain amount of stars to unlock them. At the minute I haven't got any stars because I don't play it on the iPhone simulator. And obviously it saves it on the iPhone simulator rather than my device at the minute. So if we go into level 1, you can see it's highlighted, just whichever one we want to choose. So let's start at level 1 and hit start. Pretty quick. So there we go. Now this is our instruction here, descend by numbers. So it's pretty simple. You know what you do. You start with the highest, go down from the smallest. As you can see, I had a lot of time to practice this, so I'm pretty quick, but much quicker on the real device. So as you can see, we have a timer down the bottom here, which is going up pretty quickly. Well, not quickly, just in standard time. And we have a round count here, which tells us how many rounds we've got. There's only 10 rounds in this level. Most of the levels, I mean 90% of the levels will have 10 rounds. There may be a few variations. Certain levels will only actually have 1 round, and it's a kind of pattern rather than the buttons disappearing as you tap them. If you make a mistake, which I will show you now, as you can see how faults are going up, you need to complete the level within a certain amount of faults to obviously complete it. If you get 12 faults, you'll be asked to restart the level, so don't do that. It basically just stops you clicking like a nutcase and hopefully moving all the buttons and winning. You also have a time limit, which isn't shown here, but when you get to the results screen in a minute, you will see there is also a time limit. So this is the maths category. This is mainly number puzzles, a few sums to work out. I can show you a few of the other levels in a minute once I finish this one. This is the first level, and as you can see, it's bloody easy. And if you couldn't do it, then you shouldn't be playing the game. I swear to God, if I get to 12 faults, I'm not going to be very pleased because I'll have to restart. And it takes ages to play on the device. I can assure you it's much quicker to play on your own, on the actual iPod. But like I said, I can't show you that because I have no way of recording its screen. Okay, one last level to go. You can probably see it down here. There's this console thing running, which is telling me loads of rubbish I don't really want to know. So I'm going to remove this in a minute. Hang on, let me just get rid of that. There we go. Back to here. Right. Sorry about that. Now let's finish the level off. 12, 10, 1, 0, and finish! Okay, I haven't got any stars. I'm useless. This would normally, if I had completed it fast enough, pop up with little stars. Like 1, 2, 3. But I haven't got any stars, so I can't really show you that feature. If I go return now, as you can see, I still haven't got any stars. Very sad face. You can't see my face, but there we go. So I'll show you a few of the other levels. So if I go on to level 3, this is a sum level, so you go descend by the result of the sum. By the way, it seems to be running really slow on here. It's not running really slow, it's because if you look up here, all my cores of my computer are very running very fast, and yeah, 83% CPU. That's because my screen recorder is drinking CPU. Nowhere near as slow on the actual when it's not being recorded. So we'll quit that. What other levels do we have? A few other things to show you. I think level 7. There you go. So there's a Roman numeral level. Still sticking with the old numbers theme. There is. I think level 6 is it? Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, we'll just go into group 2 now. We'll look at something more complicated. So level 5, group 2. Another Roman numerals. No, Roman numerals level. There is other levels, but I have no idea where I'm going to find them. They're all just embedded in amongst all this rubbish. So there you go, there's a sort of another maths puzzly one. Don't want to reveal too much at this early stage. So we're going to the English level to show what this is all about. So let's go into level 1. There you go, descend by letters, Z to A. Obviously there isn't Z, but you get the idea. You start with the last letter of the alphabet and descend to the most earliest. I haven't put a quit button in. Right, we shall relaunch. There you go, we'll relaunch it. Okay. Right, I've broken it. I've broken my app. I'll just relaunch, don't worry. Don't worry, it won't take long. Method simulator, run! Okay, so we are back on track. Right, descent. So, back to square 1. Okay, I won't show you any more English levels because I can't get back from them. I'll show you these levels. These levels are pretty snappy. These are the ones I've been working on most of the minute. So I'll start with the basic as one. Go away. Just ignore this. There you go. So as you can see, you need to descend by the size of the object. You'll probably notice that the buttons on all of these levels are identical at the minute. I need to really, once I've got all the coding out of the way, I'm going to go into the old graphical applications and draw some nice new buttons. But these are just really in there for just to play the game at the minute. And then in the final version there'll be a lot of different type of buttons, not just these really boring ones. So there we go, just really easy to do. It gets a bit more interesting as you go on. So you have like these kind of levels, which are just basic. These are actually just really the same sort of thing, but yeah, little variations always make the game kind of more interesting. I do believe this is the triangle one. Yay, my little triangles. I drew all my triangles. I'm quite impressed with these. Okay, we'll go to group 2 now. So this is what I was working on last night, and I spent about 5 hours just programming this one little level, which works something like this. So here you go, distance from A. There should be distance from the star. It won't be a star, and it won't be these buttons, but you get the idea. It will most likely be something theme related. So as you can see, you need to go from the one that's the closest. So closest, we'll keep going, descending, distance, There you go. I'm now the furthest away from it. And once again, same sort of thing goes over and over and over again. As you can see, by each time you play the level, the buttons are all over the place, and they're randomly generated, so they just do as they please. They go anywhere, wherever they want. It's only the actual button content that is usually coded. So, but that also can change as well. Some, like the math levels, are all randomly generated. 3/4 of them are. So every time you play the game, it's something different. Kind of makes it annoying when you're trying to guess what's coming up next. So we'll return out of this group and we'll go to the last category. Now this is, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear this. No, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to hear this, but I'll just take my word for it. So we're going to group 1. This is a music level. This hasn't really had a lot of work done to it. It was an idea that I came up with last week. Spent about a couple of hours programming it, and I've really left it. I need to really, finish this off because it's quite cool and it's my favourite level. So yeah, I can't hear that, so I'm doubting you can. But as you can see, this is a sampler, a little drum pad sampler that you get on keyboards. So it's asked me to play the sequence backwards. That button's in the way, it shouldn't be there. I didn't see I wasn't close enough. So, so you'll have to put up with my amazing sound effects. So, psh, 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 boom, boom, boom. And there we go. How amazing was that? So in this actual, oh great. Right, I don't know if I can return. Oh, why don't none of my return buttons work? Well, I have to close the app down again now. I think you've seen enough of the app, to be honest, for kind of a nice little preview of it. Some more of the levels that are coming up will be, the more interesting levels are the ones that seem to be the most hardest to program, so I'm leaving them to last. A few other themes ideas are going to be, there's a lot of animation type of levels where you will need to descend sort of by the fastest object to the slowest moving object, or, the button that's flashing the fastest to the one that's just, just dum, dum, dum. So you'll be seeing all sorts of crazy strobe lighting. The music levels, there is going to be hopefully 4 variations of that, and I've got them written all around my computer on bits of green paper. So there'll be the drum machine, as you've just seen, which will obviously be improved. It's just very basic drawings at the minute. I'm really not very good at drawings. There's a xylophone level, which is obviously pretty cool. A keyboard type thing, where it's the same sort of principle, it's the same, it just plays your sequence, you play it backwards. All very musical and related. So at the minute, like I said, I've only got 4 categories. I hope to extend this to probably, maybe, I could I'll definitely have 4 categories by the time it's out, and each category contains 36 levels. So that's over 200 type of, that's over, I can't work it out. 120 something levels plus the quick play mode and endurance mode. So you see quite a lot. You know, it's not a short game. I mean, it takes on average, when I've been playing it, around 2 minutes a level. So let's do the maths, because I've written why it's 1 hour. So 36 times 4 times 2. 240 minutes to complete the game. Which is, what, 4 hours? So 4 hours, 4.5 hours? Not bad. But that's assuming you complete each level first time round, which you won't. And then you have to go back and get all the stars to unlock the levels. Where the game was running in the group menu, so if I just get it back up quickly. Oh, I can't, have to rerun it. Build succeeded. Okay, so as you can, I want to go back to this again. So when I was in here, and there's my group buttons, these will be, instead of saying group 2, they will actually say stars needed to unlock, or words to that effect. So you need to get a certain amount of stars in group 1 to unlock group 2 and group 3, etc, etc. So yeah, you basically have to complete all the group 1 levels really to unlock level 2, with a bit of hit and miss and ignore what I'm saying. I can't speak today. So yeah, there's not a great deal else I can show you. This category, English category, is actually going to be an English and history category. So as well as the sort of word-based puzzles, there'll also be sort of historic dates and stuff. So you do require a little bit of general knowledge. It's not too specific. It's very general, like which happened first, Man on the Moon or World War II. Pretty simple. Fact, I think I can show you that. Let me just find out where it is. This is all the code I'm using to program it, and I'm going to find out where I'm looking for this. Wrong chapter. One English chapter. Right. So if we want to go to level 8, so we're going group 1, level 8. No, level 8. There you go. Pretty basic. I've only outlined it in colour for the minute because I need to design the buttons. Very basic. There's not much else to show you really. I mean, when this is pretty much at its beta or its alpha release, I'll need a couple of people to test it. I mean, I guess as your reward, I could probably I'll obviously give you a free copy of the game when it's released finally, and other benefits, rewards, whatever. Put you in the credits, whatever you really want, to be honest. It's the actual faults and stuff I'll probably find out myself. I know where most of the faults will be, and to be honest with you, there's not a great deal that can go wrong, because from the start I've riddled out all the faults. It's what's taken me so long to get it up to speed, to be honest. Apart from that, there's going to be a lot of it's mainly just to work out the time it takes you to do a round, because at the minute I know how all the rounds are programmed. It's I complete it pretty quickly, so there's no point me putting in my high score as the time to beat, because you'll never beat it, or you will. You just have to practice a lot. So it's mainly just getting some people together really and saying how fast can you do this game, and they're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that's it really. Any questions? Just stick them, post them to me. Not really a lot else I can say, to be honest. But yeah, I hope that's a good enough little preview, a little insight into what I'm doing in my crazy little application world. And as you can see here, this is there's absolutely hundreds of files and stuff going on. It's a bit of a mess, really. I'm not very organised, as you can see. Look, I mean, this stuff is just named S-Memo for stuff that's been drawn by my girlfriend, who is a bit strange with her sense drawing. But yeah, all good. Right. I must end the screen recording. I'm at 270 megabytes. Cheers.